in, yeah, flex. I just wanna win. Yeah.
Welcome to another episode of the League Fantasy Football Podcast.
Yeah.
What's up?
What's up?
Back at it.
Good morning.
Good morning.
First time.
First time in the morning. A Saturday morning.
AM. In the AM. Saturday, yep. Got game day on. It's beautiful crispness outside.
Dude, I love this weather. This is football weather.
Oh, dude, it's so nice. It's magical. It's the best way to put it.
Yes.
It's fantastic. So first things first, we are going to get back to our high score Victor tradition that we have slacked on. That's our fault. So unfortunately, Kevin was the highest scorer, so he sent in his video, which we will play now.
Well, hello, everybody. Kevin Roberts here. High score of the week. Law and Order trade rape unit over here. This week was very important to me as I prevented a trade rape for the first time in the career of the trade rape unit. So it is going well over here. Looking back at last week, I'm just going to piggyback off of week one from what Malcolm said about my team that whole first week. How he said every player can eat a dick. Well, this week was a little bit different. Malcolm, you can eat a dick, is what my team said to you. Sorry, Taylor, you might have scored the second highest in the league, but it wasn't good enough this week. Law and Order trade rape unit out.
Yeah. I deserve that. I went through his team last week and told every player to eat a dick. His team did suck, but ate my words. I lost. He won. He was the highest score, so I deserve that.
Dude, how do you go from scoring the least amount of points to the most amount of points?
I don't know.
He has one of those boom or bust teams, it looks like.
Yeah, he does. But it is what it is. Shots fired for sure.
Oh, definitely.
About preventing the trade. We'll get into that.
Yeah, shots fired at you and me, which we love on this podcast. Please continue to do that in your videos.
The more the merrier.
Because y'all aren't here to guard y'all's back, so we can just stab y'all in the back this whole podcast, and you can't say anything.
Your ass is mine. Anyway, so we're gonna make this kind of a short one. First things before we get into the weekly recap, I did make a significant bet with Kyle last year.
Yes.
I forgot about it. I hope everyone else did, but that was brought up by Kevin, yours truly.
Yeah, so shout out to Kevin for upholding the integrity of the league in more ways than one.
I don't even know where to begin with that statement. Anyway, so we will be doing the hottest chip challenge as soon as I can convince myself to spend $20 on it.
How did you lose this bet again, Malcolm?
I don't want to talk. It has to do with Tom Brady.
Dude, and I'm not letting my brother suffer alone, so I'm gonna do it with him. I'm not excited about it, but I'm gonna do it.
We'll do it. Hopefully, next week's podcast it'll be ready to rock and roll. So with that, we are gonna go into next week. Kyle, you want to start us off?
Yeah, I'll go into the breakdown of last week. So our first game we had, me versus Don. This was never really close. Don destroyed me, as y'all probably know. I mean, Cooper Kupp 37, McCaffrey 24, Rob Gronkowski 19. I mean, all Don's white people did work against me.
Yeah, which is weird. So maybe Don's got a little white power action flowing over
here. Yeah, he does. He needs to sit all his black people and play all the white people.
Yeah, maybe it's that time, Don. But McCaffrey's hurt, so there was a little black karma coming his way there. So, Jesus, that was horrible.
All right, on to the second game. Another blowout. We had Micah beating Joey 122-86. Micah goes 2-0. Joey goes to 0-2.
Yeah, not surprising Joey's at 0-2. But I mean, look at his team. Yeah, his team is like, I don't know. I mean, Amari is tough because you got so many options. Hopkins, Rondell Moore, just kind of stepping up. Hopkins did have 15, but then Micah just got a solid win. Lamar went the fuck off.
Yep.
Chiefs
Ridley.
defense, Calvin Ridley. Chiefs defense are in trouble. Mahomes, you can't have Mahomes do Mahomes thing every week. I say that all the time. But anyway, moving on. Now we got Biko against Charlie. Charlie lost. Fuck you. You're 0-2, Charlie. Good win, Biko, although he's fucking starting Tom Brady.
I mean, literally, Biko won this game on the back of 4 players.
Yeah, I mean, Tyler Lockett. I feel like, didn't Biko have him last year?
Yeah, he had him last year. He was hit or miss last year. This year, so far, he's been money.
I just feel like, but I mean, Cardinals defense -2. But on the other end, fuck you, Charlie.
Yeah, that's all we got to say about
Yep. This is kind of surprising. Ryan McAnus, the new guy coming in 2-0. He barely squeezed out a win against Thomas. Thomas is 0-2, which is sad because fucking Aaron Jones, the guy made it a game for you, man. 40 points, 4 touchdowns.
He almost put the team on his back for you, Thomas.
Literally. Because he had Julio give him 18. T. Higgins gave him 16. So it's not like, I mean, Aaron Jones basically was your running back's points and then some. So, I mean, you just kind of got unlucky. With did he have anyone? Yeah, he's got Kelsey and Mahomes, and they just did those things. But anyway, good win, Ryan.
Yeah, good win.
2-0, Thomas. I'm sorry. We already heard from this fucker.
Yeah, so Kevin, he completed the comeback against Taylor. That was a close game, I think, up until the very end.
No, that was actually a very exciting game. I'm sure for them too, but kind of fun just to be on the outskirts of that looking in. Did he have anyone in any night games, Kevin, or was it a Monday game? Yeah, he had Rodgers. That's what it was. He had Rodgers. Yep, and Taylor put up a good fight, 156. I mean, dude, that sucks. These are the losses that just really suck. Henry gave you 47.
Yeah, Murray, 33. Cortland Sutton out of the grave for 24. That's solid.
This out of the grave. This is like Taylor, this is karma for you, man. When you lose games like this, you're just going to come back this week even stronger. So
yeah, and I mean, this game could have went either way. If one of those Aaron Jones touchdowns is a run and not a pass, that's -4 for Rodgers. If Taylor's Steelers defensive players don't get all hurt, maybe they don't get -1.
He might want to change his name because Watt's ain't good.
Yeah, well, Watt's hurt, bro.
Watt's hurt, bro.
And then Jarvis Landry got hurt in the first quarter of that game, so
yeah, there's some injuries happening. Kind of interesting. And then, I'll break down this game. It was close. I really thought I had, my team didn't do anything spectacular, but just, Keenan Allen gave me 14. I'm always going to be happy with that. Mark Andrews giving me 10. I'm always happy with that. Thielen had 15. Kind of low for him in that kind of shootout game. Elliott had 17. Prescott just got, I don't know, he had an off game. But anyway, so long story short, I was up by 16 going into Monday night. Adams, first-round pick for Brandon doing first-round points. So kudos to the win. That one sucked.
Yep. And he has Tony Pollard on the bench.
Yeah, no, that was interesting. So there's something going on there in Dallas that, I don't know why they're feeding Tony. Maybe it's just they've played a couple, really good defenses against the run, against the Chargers and then Buccaneers. So maybe they're waiting. I'm waiting for Zeke. But he still had 17. It's not like he didn't have the Cowboys offense is just going off.
Yeah.
But anyway, we'll move into we're gonna move into next week. What's the game of the week there?
Yeah, so we got a couple games. The game of the week that me and Malcolm picked for this week is Brandon versus Ryan McAnus, 2-0 versus 2-0, and McAnus already has a 20-point jump.
His name's Tyreek Hill too. That's funny. Yeah,
No,
20 points.
For some reason, ESPN hasn't loaded this, so it's not Tyreek Hill.
Okay, that's what I thought. Okay, is that DJ Moore or no?
Yeah, that was DJ Moore.
Oh, he's hurt. Fuck, that sucks. But at least he gave you 20, man.
No, he got hurt, but he came back in, so hopefully it's just minor. Yeah.
He's okay. Yeah, I'm interested to see how that goes.
Yeah, and it looks like
fuck, I'm playing Taylor. Damn it, that good karma's gonna screw me.
Yeah, so this game will go into Monday between Devontae's Inferno and Draft Jedi because Brandon has Jalen Hurts.
Yeah. Okay,
playing on Monday.
Yeah. So really, what we want to kind of dive into is the trading thing, because for the people who really, I mean, I know I work from home, so it's kind of easier for me to carry it, to follow along. I really didn't. Kyle, can you just break down in a very non-Kyle fucking like stir the pot way, just objectively break down the trade and what happened?
All right, so the trade was between me and Charlie, and I was sending Elijah Mitchell, Robert Tonyan, and A.J. Dillon. He was sending Stafford and Kareem Hunt, I think it was.
Okay, so Dillon's hurt, or second to Aaron Jones.
Yeah.
Elijah Moore's hurt, and Tonyan is a tight end, whatever. He's middle of the pack.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Right now. Okay.
Yeah.
And you were getting Stafford, who's balling, and Kareem Hunt on probably the best running tandem duo in the NFL.
Yeah.
So, Kevin was highly against the trade because he thought you were trade raping Charlie. So, can you break down like a timeline of what happened? Because I was a little confused. So, Kevin, Charlie, what happened?
All right, so this trade happened, I don't remember what day it was. It was a weeknight. So it happened at like 9 on the weeknight. Charlie, we were going back and forth. Originally, it was going to be like Tonyan and A.J. Dillon for Stafford. And then Charlie texted me and said, what about Elijah Mitchell? And I was like, sure, I'm going to need something else, though. And I was like, what do you think about Hunt or Harris? And he was like, yeah, do Hunt. So that's how that trade got worked out. It wasn't me like convincing Charlie like, yeah, Kareem Hunt blows, Elijah Mitchell's going to be a breakout. He literally asked about Elijah Mitchell. So that happened around 9. Trade got accepted. It started with a bunch of vetoes. So,
which, I mean, just to interject real quick, I don't think we should be able to vote on trades anymore.
Okay, we'll get into that after we break down the timeline.
Okay, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, it started with a bunch of vetoes that night, and then woke up in the morning. There was some upholds of the trade.
I upholded the trade.
Yeah, so there was a bunch of those, and then it came down to like 1 or 2 votes left, and it eventually ended up passing, like either later that night or early in the morning. And then since the league was so split on it one way or the other, I texted the commish and Charlie in a separate message and said, just because I'm an upstanding citizen of this league,
fuck out of here.
I said, hey guys, since the league's split on it, Charlie, if you want to go back on this and do our original deal, that's fine with me. Just let me know.
Okay.
So I explained to him, hey, you probably lost this trade on paper. Elijah Mitchell has more of a breakout potential. Kareem Hunt is more of like a consistent floor type of guy.
Right.
So I explained that to him. And then later on in the morning, that's when the debate started happening in the chat. Blew Charlie's phone up. I think he had like 300 missed text messages.
It was quite a bit. I mean, my phone was nonstop. So then what?
Yeah, so then we just went back and forth on the trade and the details. Kevin was making his point, trying to uphold the integrity of the league. I was making my point, trying to just...
Well, hang on real quick. So did the trade happen?
Yeah, the trade happened.
So you got Stafford and Hunt, and he got those 3 players.
Well, originally, yes, but then later on, like I said, since I was an upstanding citizen and texted the commission Charlie that if he wanted to renege on it, that was fine. And he ended up reneging, and we went back to the original trade.
Which was?
Stafford for A.J. Dillon and Robert Tonyan.
Okay, so I don't really trade a lot, so I'm going to come at it from a very objective standpoint, not from I'm serious, very objective. I don't think that we should vote on trades. I think trades should just happen if they want to happen. Okay. The reason why the voting thing got put in place is because Kevin was going to get all of Levi's players because he was dumping them. Now that is something that I think we can prevent, but that was clear. That wasn't like everyone knew what it was. So this is about skill. There's a lot of luck in fantasy, but the things that you can control in fantasy football are traits and getting the edge, right?
Yeah.
So if I can convince somebody to do a bad trade for them to help my team, that's between you two. You reached out, you did the work, you should be able to get the trade.
Yeah, and I mean
that's how it works. There shouldn't be a voting system in place to prevent a trade rape. That's part of fantasy football. It's in Kevin's name.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't agree with the veto system either. That's what we have for this year, so I feel like that's what we're going to stick with. But going forward, I feel like the only way trade should be vetoed is apparent collusion.
Yes.
And or obvious tanking from one team.
Yes, and so also, if you look at the trade, the one that everyone was bitching about,
yeah,
it's clear that you were going to win that trade in that moment. But
right.
Like I texted, it's floor versus ceiling. It's just unfair. It's like this isn't capital. Like we're not doing like democracy. If I'm going to give up 2 players that are floor based for someone who's got potential to break out with 3 different players, then that's my prerogative. It's like,
right.
You know what I'm saying? It's basically like the seatbelt law. I mean, I shouldn't be told to wear a fucking seatbelt. If I want to die in a car wreck because I didn't wear a seatbelt, that's on me. So I think that it prohibits you from wanting to trade. Like, I don't want to trade.
Yeah, I mean, Ryan McAnus made a good point in the text group. I mean,
yes. It
was a long point. Welcome to the league now, if you weren't already welcome at 2-0. But
actually, I'm going to read it real quick.
Yeah, go ahead and read it because I think most of it summed up what happened pretty good.
But the fact that we're even having this conversation on the podcast is really stupid because the trade should have just went through. Like,
yeah. And then I felt like my point of his body, his choice was a pretty good argument. Like, his team, his choice, whatever he wants to do. He's the one that, if you make a bad trade, you're the one that's going to have to eat waffles at the end of the year.
Exactly.
Or you're the one that's going to lose your $20 that you put in. You're the one that's going to get crap from the league. So that's on you.
Yes. So this is what Ryan said. I agree with Micah. Half the people in this league thought it was very one-sided trade. That's why I vetoed it. However, whatever my prerogative was for how I voted was really no one's concern. Yeah, it'd be super kind if everyone was lenient with trades because it's the right thing to do or whatever, but vetoing to prevent someone's team from getting stronger isn't petty, it's smart, which I agree with. This system was put in place before the season and we all try to play within and win, or more importantly, not lose. Whatever the rules that were in place before the season should be upheld. I feel like the right decision was made on tiebreakers, but it was still kind of bullshit that we had to have a tie before that was figured out. At the point, we already knew the outcome of whatever decision we were making. That's just us being just dudes bitching about stuff. Now we've got Taylor talking about commissioner's exemption or whatever. With every in-season rule change, this league loses more credibility. We have an entire offseason to fix these problems, but now isn't the time. Kyle, if I was you, I would be livid. I agree. I've never had to deal with a veto system before, and as a guy that likes to trade, it seems like a massive hurdle. Who cares if you fuck Charlie? That's a skill in this game as far as I'm concerned. I'm 100% for wide open trades or a veto system that requires the entire league to stop a trade, but now isn't the time to change it.
Yeah. I agree with everything Ryan said about the tiebreakers. That's the only thing I don't agree with. I feel like that was a rule. I don't know how it wasn't changed. And I think Taylor addressed that in his well said comment below. But yeah, I mean, I don't agree with the veto system at all. I don't.
No. The trade should just go through. If the trade gets accepted, it should go through. It's going to maybe make someone's team stronger, but that just adds the extra element of, you got to step up your game if you really want to win this. I just don't want the champion of each of these seasons. I want the champion to actually be the champion. So that means I don't want them to win by luck. I want them to have skill to get there. That's why I always suck.
Yeah, so next year going forward, we might have to do like a trade committee where there's like 3 guys, or just commissioner, where if there's collusion, the trade gets vetoed. If there's tanking, the trade gets vetoed. But other than that, there's no like member vote.
That's true. I actually kind of like to have a trade committee where we monitor the trades. Okay, we can talk about that later. That's actually not a bad idea.
Yeah. And
anyway, yeah.
To my point, since nobody else can talk but me and you, I feel like the trade was fair. That's just me. The secondary trade that went through, A.J. Dillon, Robert Tonyan for Matt Stafford, got pretty much upheld league-wide. So the difference we're looking at here is Kareem Hunt and Elijah Mitchell. If you look at the 2 players, Kareem Hunt's ranked 25 for running backs on the year. Elijah Mitchell's ranked 21 for running backs on the year.
Yeah, but he's hurt.
Yeah, he's hurt. He's probably doubtful this week, but he'll probably be back.
Yeah, but again, it's all comes down to Charlie was going to get players that have the potential to break through. You were just going to get your consistent floor guys. So I feel like the trade would have went through regardless, and I think I thought it was fair. I mean, I know you were winning, but Kevin really did not like that.
Yeah, I mean, but how much? The question I was asking, like, how much am I really winning? I don't know if I got that point through on the text chat or not, but Charlie's given up his backup quarterback, Stafford, who's only going to play 1 game when Josh Allen has a bye. So he's not losing anything. He's actually gaining because he's taking somebody who's going to give him 0 fantasy points and trading him for somebody who's going to give him actual fantasy points. And Robert Tonyan, Charlie's tight end situation, I'm sure y'all know about that. It was terrible. So he's getting Tonyan, who's going to actually give him fantasy points.
Yeah, I mean, hey, obviously there's a lot of thought behind the trade on your end. You like to trade. If you want to step in the ring, then you got to be ready to go. And if you fucking, accept the trade, then you got to do it. So I don't like the fact that you texted him and reneged. I think you should have just went through it, but I get it. You're trying to do the right thing.
Yeah. I was trying to do the right thing. If I'm sure anybody else in the league, they would not have done that. But
I wouldn't have.
Yeah.
Fuck. But moving forward, can we just try to not bitch about the trades? If a trade gets accepted and we all vote for it, God, just saying that out loud, I really don't like that we vote for trades now.
Yeah.
I mean, how many leagues do that?
I mean, in the Fantasy Life app, I think last year when me and Charlie's trade got vetoed, I texted, I ranted in there, did whatever. I was like, this trade just got vetoed, and people were like, y'all still veto trades in y'all's league, and that. So
yeah, it's I think as we add more people and this gets bigger and bigger, I think that we should definitely change some things. But
dude, but last year the trade y'all vetoed literally was sending Antonio Gibson to Charlie's team, so Charlie probably would have beat me in the championship game.
That's funny.
Yeah.
And that's actually a really good correlation of how it could impact the season. I mean, you guys end up in the championship, etc. So, anyway, okay, that's established.
What about moving forward from the trade? Because I'm sure everybody has texted in the chat how they feel about it. So the only thing we can do moving forward is have a vote in our Zoom meeting and determine if we're going to veto trades from there or not.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, so big fantasy football news. The number 1 running back, Christian McCaffrey, out, what'd Rappaport say, like 3 to 4 weeks now, maybe, if it's minor?
Yeah, that's That's 2 years in a row, man. I'll tell you right. I wasn't. If I had the first pick, I wouldn't have took McCaffrey.
Yeah, like
I can't trust him, man.
McCaffrey getting hurt.
Forever unclean.
Oh.
Nice.
So Chubba Hubbard, I think's his name. If you watch college football, I think he went to Oklahoma State.
You know who that is. Oh,
yeah, he went to Oklahoma State. He was a beast in college.
No, doesn't he have like the record or something? I mean, the guy was. Hang on a second. Let me pull this up.
Dude, he was a beast in college. So the question.
You want to pick him up?
No, but well, you can't pick him up now because the game happened Thursday. So that's leading me into what is Hubbard going to go for on the waiver wire?
A lot.
All right, so I spent 188 on Elijah Mitchell. That was
wait, boy.
Yeah, that was an overspend on Elijah Mitchell, but I feel like Hubbard. I feel like he could get there.
No, he's like that dude who goes under the radar and then he just fucking explodes. I'm definitely gonna. I'm letting you guys know. I'm going for him.
I already put a bid out. I already put a bid out for him.
Did you really?
Yeah.
How much you? All right. He had 2019. He had 21 touchdowns in college. And he had like over 2,000 yards. The guy, I mean,
dude,
the guy's amazing. Yeah, he's good. So, that might be something, Don, if you should have drafted him, man. Late round pick. You should just picked him up. Could you have picked him up?
Yeah, I mean, he could have. He had McCaffrey. Yeah. He could always picked up his handcuff.
Yeah. Yeah, injuries happened last week, so this next week will be interesting.
Dude, the quarterbacks that got hurt too.
Yeah, who got hurt?
Dalton got hurt, so Fields is taking over. Carson Wentz got banged up.
Roethlisberger got banged up.
Yeah, Roethlisberger. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting. We would do power rankings. We usually do, but I mean, just looking at the league so far, you know who's the top teams, you know who's the bottom teams. The 3 2-0 teams, they're 1, 2, and 3, and the 3 bottom teams 0 and 2, they're last. So
yeah, luckily I'm not 0 and 2. Hopefully I'll get this W against Taylor.
Dude, we'll try.
Yeah. What the hell is that?
Oh, that's my breakfast. It's a jalapeno. So I'm eating nothing but spicy foods to get prepared for the challenge we're about to do.
Yeah. That's just going to be coming out of your ass in about 5 minutes.
Oh, my God.
So I just want to talk about that for a second as Kyle eats half a jalapeno. I heard that thing juicy. I heard it crunch. I love spicy food. I think Thomas and Taylor, when we were living but I ate a lot of Thai chilies with my meals raw. I actually ate a Carolina Reaper last year. My boss grew him in his backyard, and I told him I like spicy shit. I'll do it. So he brought it in, and I ate one. It was pretty horrific. I'm not gonna lie. And it wasn't like a mouth burn. Like Reapers, that type of pepper, they burn more like your esophagus on the inside, as opposed to like a mouth burn. So what sucks, and that wasn't as bad. What sucks about this chip thing is that it's got like all kinds of peppers. You ate it all? Nice. So I feel like,
dude, and I've been watching YouTube videos of this pepper thing.
Dude, I'm gonna find this guy. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, and each year they make this chip a little bit hotter. So
I don't want to do this year's. We're doing 2020 because that's when the bet was made.
Yeah. So when it started out, the chip looked like a Dorito, and I don't know if y'all have seen it now, but now the chip is like black.
Yeah. Johnny Scoble, Chase the Heat. That's the guy. That's the show. That's the YouTube thing I watch. Hang on. Let's look at this. So the 2020 chip challenge. The Paqui one chip challenge.
Yeah. Dude, I'm not looking forward to this.
So we're doing the 2020. It's Carolina Reaper one.
Yeah, that's the Carolina Reaper one. I think this year they have scorpion pepper, if I remember right, and the 2021 chip.
Yeah, they've got Carolina Reaper and Scorpion Chili. Yeah.
Mm. Yeah, so not good.
Let's see. Let's watch them eat it.
All right, so this is the one I watched. It's Lil Yachty.
Good God, it's black. Put the volume on.
Hold on, I will. I gotta put it on here so the league can see.
Jesus.
Yeah, I don't know if they'll be able to hear it, but
A few hours?
that's the 2021 chip. It's black.
You gotta eat it in one bite.
Yeah, you have to.
Yep. Break it up and eat it. He didn't even. I haven't seen that. I gotta show Nikki that.
Yeah, so I don't know if y'all could hear the audio on that video, but Lil Yachty was definitely in pain.
If you haven't, you should watch that. That's funny.
Yeah, so that's the first video I watched after we agreed to this.
I don't want to do this.
God, dude.
I ate the Reaper, and I know what he's going through. Somewhat.
Yeah. Dude, at Shefford, John gave me a pepper one day. I don't know if you were still there or not. I ate it, and it was the worst thing I've ever experienced.
Do you remember which one it was? What it looked like?
It was sort of like orange and more like a pumpkin-looking orange.
It's probably like a Thai chili.
Yeah, it might have been.
So that's what I eat as I eat meals. I eat a bite of the Thai chili, then I take a bite. Anyway, so we're going to do this. I accepted it. I'm going to have to I'm not sure if it's going to be next week. I might have to build my tolerance up.
Yeah, we still have to order the chip and get it in. So,
yeah.
And we're gonna have a special guest. This is like breaking news. We're gonna have a special guest. No, it's not Aaron, so he won't crap on any of y'all's picks. But the special guest we're having, we'll keep it a secret. But he's gonna be coming on here. Maybe when we do the challenge, we could have him on because I don't know if we're gonna be able to talk after we eat that chip, dude.
Yeah, no, I don't know, man. I'm not even sure if we can do the
Yeah, I watched a video where like these two guys did it, and one of them literally was crying, like literally.
Really?
Like not crying, like bawling, but tears were rolling out of his face. It was so hot.
Yeah, that's gonna be us.
Yeah, so I feel like we need to have a secondary host on who can take over the talking duties while we're in pain.
I really don't want to do this.
I don't either. Yeah, so we'll have to look up how to get the 2020 chip and.
I'm really nervous. Okay, anyway. Yep. We are done, guys. Thanks for listening.
Yeah, we'll be back next week with the week 3 recap.
That's right. Hopefully with a W here on my end.
Yeah, hopefully with a W on my end.
Yeah, we need it.
I'm deploying the strategy of using Thomas's kicker against them. He dropped Justin Tucker, so I picked him up. So
nice. Nice. I hope it works out for you.
Yeah. But anyways, guys, appreciate it as always. I hope all y'all lose. See ya.